Okay, this will be a trade recap for Wednesday, September 10th. Looking at the pre-market, price rallied up on CPI data to new all-time highs. So structure was not the easiest for me to read going into this, but there were a few possible levels I was watching. The first was a 6543. The next was a 6523 area, which corresponded with yesterday's high as well as pre-market low. And then to the upside, you can't really see it too well here, but I was watching the 60s through 55s. If price were just to rally up, I said this could possibly act as support. 6543, I was watching for either a bounce to then look for longs, or if it did break out and it showed good signs of trapped buyers or strong selling here, I could be willing to take shorts. And then the 2-3 level, I was pretty much watching for like a break and retest if price was really weak on the day. But price opens up, we get a nice dip into the 6543 key level and get a nice rally off of that. So at this point, I'm kind of looking for possible long setups. If we look here on the book map, so we sell off at the open really hard into this key level, and it's like straight buying at this level, especially right here. Look at all that buying that kind of fails at this initial quick rejection point at the 4.7s, kind of gets absorbed, and then eventually boom, pushes up higher. So at this point, we're getting that aggressive bounce off of this key level, and I want to look for a possible higher low, and I'm looking for it where all this buying originated. There was a lot of heavy buying here, and then it broke, so I'm looking for this level to now hold a possible retest. Kind of just, it's not like a exact set area, but you can see all this aggressive buying down here, or right in this level. And then on that break, we get the retest. Just need to ensure my entry. Okay, we get a nice aggressive retest into the level, start bouncing. I don't get my entry yet. Start retesting again. And at this point, I've seen passive buyers now at this level defend selling twice, absorbing the selling, buying coming in. I get in long, almost get stopped out. We push, we break above this kind of current high of day level, the 6544s. We're able to break above it right there at 948. And at this point, I scale out a third of my position, even though it's just a little bit before target. One on this, one on this push and one on this push. Sorry, I got a little bit ahead of myself earlier on that. This move right there was this kind of initial move and fail. And that did add confluence when this selling again failed down here. Now we need to see new highs get made. So we get an aggressive break, buying coming in, and right into this offer right above high of day, selling starts to come in. So I went ahead and scaled out one lot there. Then on the next aggressive push, buying gets really weak. It honestly gets exhausted, and selling starts to come in again, and I scale out one more lot. And at that point, I'm sitting with another third of my position still original stop, and then the other third at a reduced risk. And then we get a fat sell-off into this level, stops out all the rest of my position, and then holds that low of day level and gets a nice rally off of that. So there's the entry, a few exits, and then reduce stop, full stop. So yeah, then price rallies without me. It's fine. These conditions are already not ideal to be trading in the first place at these all-time highs. So I'm really trying to be not risk averse, but I'm trying to protect myself and I'm not trying to put on stupid risk. And to me, I had already just the setup had failed or kind of worked out and failed. I was just going to let the market do what it wanted to now. But I get another signal of price breaking above these highs, this high of day 55 area. So now I'm kind of watching to see if we can break this 60 area. If there's some type of possible move that we can see that can get us long going for a high of day break. And the main thing I was watching was really this 655 5.5 level, which we'll look at my previous screenshot as well real quick. You can see it still looks just about the same there, but there was a heavy positive delta there, which I really viewed as a passive seller or passive buyer, right in there. And then we also had that heavy selling right there, which kind of is like a trap seller, but just kind of corresponds with this passive buyer, because heavy selling's attempting to get into this level, buying's coming in right below and pushing up. But that's the level I'm watching, so that's what kind of kept me out of just getting in on this initial pullback. Plus I wanted to see more aggression. So then we get this aggressive pullback where I actually get my entry. So here's that slow grind up above like that 55 level, and then here's the aggressive retest into the 55.5, 56 area. You can see aggression right into this bid gets filled right at that area where I'm watching for possible passive buyer. That seller fails right at the 56.25, getting trapped. And this bid getting filled and then buying coming off of that on that aggressive selling is just another sign of a passive buyer. And we get a push. This one I am being very, very protective with it, because like high of day or all-time high is right here, and this is a very easy spot to reject. So when we pushed and touched this high of day, I scaled out 2 lots here just on price slowing down. I didn't even get the best scale outs. It wasn't about that at all. At that point, it was more about reducing risk, especially here when this buying gets exhausted and selling comes in. But then, yeah, same deal with that. Reduced risk stop and then full stop. Entry, couple scale outs, reduced risk stop, full stop. So two good plays today. They both worked out in a little bit with it before stopping me out, and with the conditions being how they were, I was able to kind of have that scalping risk reduced mindset and scale out some of my positions early, which in turn limited my loss. When I did take a loss, that first trade was pretty much break even. It ended up being negative 0.1 R. So I lost about 10% of what I was thinking I would lose. And then the second one was also very low, less than negative half R. It was negative 0.375 R. So between the two, not much risk was taken. I lost less than 2 points on the day total. So took some paper cuts. They were definitely trades that were worth a shot. I had good patience in my entries. I had good confidence in my entries and trust in myself. It just didn't work out today. And I feel like I handled my losses pretty well. Now, if the trades would have just gone against me right away, I probably wouldn't have handled the losses as well. But that's what happens when you get good entries. And you stay patient. But yeah, really hoping market will sell off or something from these all-time highs. It's just hard to trade these conditions. But at the end of the day, as a trader, it's not our job to want or wish. It is our job to react to what the market tells us. So we'll be back tomorrow, ready to get after it.